Hi everybody. Okay, I'm back. Same makeup, same clothes, same earrings, same hair. Just trying to get it a couple of videos under my belt. Okay, so today I thought, well, for this video, because this is my third one today, I thought that I would just go through a basic manicure with you and show you what I do. Now, some people go and have manicures, and that's fine. I do that when we're going away and, you know, Lou might be in a conference or something. That's when I will have a manicure. But for the most part, I do my own. I find that a lot of places that you go in for manicures, sometimes they're not so clean. I don't like that. The salons are always so busy, and it's like you're cattle in there. So I just figure, I like to relax when I'm doing those kind of things. So I thought, well, you know what? I'm going to talk about manicures with my peeps. My peeps. You're my peeps. You're my peeps. Love my peeps. Okay. Silliness must stop. We must get serious about our manicure. Okay, I'm just first going to go through the things you'll need for a manicure, and I do have, and just so everybody knows out there, because sometimes I get people that they're not aware that I'm a licensed cosmetologist and that I'm trained in a lot of things. I am trained in manicures, so for those of you who think I'm just an idiot sitting up here spewing off and, just spilling this stuff out of my mouth, I'm not. I'm trained, okay? So, love you. Okay, so this is what we're going to do. I'm going to go down the list of the things you'll need, and then I'll just do a quick run through of what you need how you should do your manicures, okay? Okay, first off, you will need, and again, you do not need to use expensive items. They don't have to be department store. You don't need Chanel nail polish. I use all professional grade stuff only because I have access to it, and it's there for me. So, but you can use Sally Hansen, Q-Tics, whatever it's called, or any nail polish you want, any remover. Doesn't matter. As long as you get the same results, who cares, right? And it's whatever suits your wallet. And that's what's important, most important. Okay, so you will need a nail polish remover. I use Zoya's remover. Okay, all of you know I love Zoya, so that's what I use. You will need some sort of nail soak and a bowl with warm water. It's a Cuticle brand. It's Italian, so it's Cuticle. It's a Cuticle brand. I buy this in the professional store, but some of these products you will find at Ulta. Okay, so you can go and check and see if they have Ulta. They're just small little balls that you drop in warm water, and this is what you soak your fingertips in, okay? And this is milk and honey formula that I use. You will also need a cuticle remover, and I buy the CND brand, but you can buy any cuticle remover that you like, okay? I actually have one by Cuticle, the Italian company that I use, the Cuticle. I actually like this one a lot. It is the apple. It's got an alpha hydroxy that comes from apples. I really like this one. I think it works really well, but I buy this one because it's just a big size, and because I do my nails so much, it just saves me money to buy bigger. You will need a buffer, and this is just one of those buffers to smooth the ridges in the nail. I use it in conjunction with a nail oil, which you will also use. I use the solar oil. There are several different types of oil. If this is something that is unnecessary, you can't really afford to buy all of these items, use what's in your kitchen. Olive oil is fabulous for the nails. You can do the same thing as you do with this. You can use almond oil, you can use jojoba oil, any oil you like you can use. So an oil and a little buffer. These are like 59 cents, something like that. It's four-sided. I buy a rapid dry spray by OPI. I like using this because I don't want to sit around for hours waiting for my nails to dry. And we all know you think your nails are dry, and then all of a sudden there's a popcorn kernel or an M&M or sheet marks or something because, whoops, your nails weren't dry anyway. So I do find that this helps the drying process, okay? So I have one of those. I also have very old lady looking hands, okay? Very old lady. Like Jen from Black Lab Lover, she says man hands. Well, I've got old man hands. So there you go, Jen. So I do buy, she's a cute little thing. I do buy the CND Almond Moisture Scrub for my nails. You could actually use the same exfoliator you use on your face. Doesn't matter. Inexpensive, expensive, does not matter. As long as you do some sloughing action, okay? I have fingernails that crack like my toes and my feet. I have not been honest with you about my hands. So you do not have to worry about me telling you I'm a hand model because you see how ugly my hands are. Okay. Then let's see, some cuticle sticks you will need. I highly suggest that those of you who are a little rough-handed, you stick with the wooden cuticles because when you get into the metal ones, I have two different styles, you can do some damage because you're in there shoving them away thinking, you know, you're really doing some good when, you know, you may be damaging your nail bed or just causing little splits in the cuticle. So if you're a gentle soul, you can use the metal ones. If you are not such a gentle soul, which I must claim sometimes I am not, I'm guilty of it, I'm guilty, then you would use the cuticle sticks, plus these are less expensive than a metal one, okay? And you can use them a couple times. You don't have to use it and throw it away. You can use it a couple times. So you'll need some cuticle sticks. You will need a nail file. This is just a tropical blend. These can be bought at Sally's, Ulta. I'm sure Target sells nail files. I do not like the little wooden ones that are very rough. I think they split the nails. And you know, there is a proper way to file your nails, but we'll go into that when I go through the other. You will need, of course, some nail polish colors. Whoops. And you know, I've shown you most of my nail colors, so you will need some of those. And a top coat and a base coat, okay? So now what I'm going to, and you'll need a little hand cream. And I must admit I'm using my hand cream that my beautiful friend Joelle from Martinique sent me. Bisous. I know that means kiss, but I'm not saying it right, but bisousis to you, Joelle. Hi, Apache. Okay, so that's what you will need for your manicure. And you will need some cotton. I just buy some square cotton. I do buy the ones that have like a gauze because they actually do better at removing nail polish because they have a little bit of like a scrubber on them instead of just plain cotton. But if plain cotton's all you have, that's all you have. So you'll need some cotton. And you will need cuticle nippers. I have 2 pairs. I think Revlon sells a cuticle nipper. However, we do not cut cuticles off. We only clean them up, okay? So this is how we will work. I'm going to set this down. All right, first you will get your bowl of water and you will put your little cuticle softener, well, it softens your cuticles and cleans your nails. Just put it in your warm water. However, I have no objections to you using Palmolive. Do you remember the commercial? She was soaking her hand and Madge would say, "That's Palmolive dishwashing liquid." And Mom would put them back in for her and let her know, it's okay, it's soft and gentle. If that's all you have, that's all you have. You go right ahead and you soak your fingertips in that, okay? First, remove any polish that you may have on your fingertips, and then do your soaking. Now, when I go to put mine in for soaking, I do put some of the cuticle softener on and soak. Each hand, I soak about 5 to 6 minutes, but I like my cuticles to be very soft when I take them out of the water. When I take them out of the water, I will put a little more of the cuticle remover on, and I let it sit just for a second, work it in. Then I will come and I will take my cuticle stick and I will gently push my cuticles all back and all the way around, and I will clean up around the side and the edges. Then I will do that on every single finger, okay? And I work one hand at a time. It's a lot easier that way for me, so I work one hand at a time. Of course, we will be better on one hand than we are on the other, whether you're right hand or left hand. So then I go in and I take my cuticle nippers and I do not cut my cuticle off. I go in and I just clean up any loose cuticles that are hanging out on the fingernails, okay? So we'll do that and do it very carefully. And if it's something you've never done before, then don't even bother. Just take your fingernail after you push your cuticles back and just rub along the edge, and any loose skin that's stuck to the nail from your cuticle will come off if you're afraid to cut your cuticles. And if you are afraid to cut your cuticles, then do not do it, okay? So then we've cut our cuticles. So now I'm going to take my hand exfoliator, which I usually do this in the shower, but I'm going to incorporate it into the manicure just so that if you did want to do it during your manicure instead of in your shower, I do it every other night or every night in the shower. You would take just a small amount, and this does have little grains in it, but it also has a lot of almond oil in it, and it smells wonderful. It's very sloppy, so I'm not going to hold it over my computer, but it does have little exfoliating grains in it. It is a lot of almond oil in here. So I take that and then I will rub it on my hands really good. I get around each and every cuticle, and then I will go and wash my hands, okay? And then I dry them off. and I will come back, and now I will do my filing at this point. If you're somebody who likes to do your filing before, go right ahead, but I file at this point. Now, I file on the edges in one direction. One, lift it off and go back. Most people will sit there and go like that. If that's how you want to do it, that's fine, but you do cause stress on the nail, which means cracks. You can split the nail. Now, I do break the law, and you all know sometimes I do break the law. I break the law because I like my nails to be flat on top and square, so I will go back and forth like that. But on the edges, I go 1 and 1, okay? And I do not keep a perfectly square nail. I will round that square edge, so it's kind of like a square, and then the edges are rounded. Now, how you shape your nails is up to you, but pointy nails tend to lean towards the granny side. And there are things that make a woman look older, and hands are one of them. If you don't take care of your hands, you can show your age because they're always exposed to the outer elements, and they are exposed to chemicals if you're cleaning and you don't wear gloves and so on. So I think it's important to take care of your hands. I was not blessed with attractive hands at all, so for me to have my nails groomed makes me feel better about my nails. The other thing on a woman that ages and that we neglect are our necks. So when I treat my face, I treat my neck. And I don't buy a special neck cream because I don't believe in them. I think, really? Your neck, your face? Really? No. Okay, so we've done our filing now. So now I'm just going to take my nail oil at this point, and I am going to sweep a little of the oil on each nail, okay? Then I'm going to rub it in on each nail, okay, the oil, and then I'm just going to take my time and I'm going to buff across my nails like so, and then I'm just going to buff down on the nail just to make sure that I've really gotten it nice and smooth, because this is just smoothing, it's not really filing anything. So I buff each nail with the oil on it. I like it, that's why mine is falling apart, because I do like to do it with the oil on it, and I buff, okay? So now I'm done with that. Now at this point, you can put your hand cream on if you like, okay? Rub your hand cream all over your hand. Now you're going to go back in. And this is important that you do, because if you don't do it, your nail polish will not adhere correctly. It interferes with the dry down, everything. Just take a little cotton pad, put a tiny little bit of nail polish remover on it, and just swipe the nail bed with that nail polish remover. Not your cuticles, because you want the oil to stay on the cuticle, but you need to clean up the surface of the nail bed after you've put the oil on, okay? So we're going to clean that up. Now we're going to go in, and if you use a ridge filler because your nails are very ridged, go ahead and put your ridge filler on. What I would do at this point is I would take my base coat. I'm just going to grab some nail polishes down here. I would take my base coat. I use Zoya's base coat. I would apply my base coat, one coat on all of my nails. Then I would go in. I give it 30 seconds to really just set a bit, but you don't have to wait for it to dry. Then I would take my nail polish and I would polish each nail once, and then I would, after I'm finished with all 10 nails, I would then come back and do a second coat on my nails, okay? Then I come back in and I take my top coat and I put that on every single nail, just one coat of each, okay? Now, then I give it about 30 seconds to maybe 60 seconds to just set, and then I will take my spray, my rapid dry spray, and I will spray my nails, okay? And then I just sit. Now, I make sure that I'm doing my manicure when I can give it at least 45 minutes of dry time. It does dry a little quicker than this, but you still need that nail polish to really harden that you don't get nicks in your fingernail. So always try to plan your manicures around your time and the time that you have to sit on your butt. Okay? If you have any questions about manicures, feel free to leave a comment, and I'll get back to you. So, I hope I've covered everything, and I hope you found this interesting and exciting, and whatever else you have to do to make you like me. Have a great day. Thanks for stopping by, and yes, subscribe. It is an anti-ager. Love yous. Bye-bye.